not too crazy. What's up everybody, I'm Alan and welcome back to We Should Grill. I'm so excited today. We're gonna be unboxing our brand new pizza oven kit that we got with our Recteq 1400 XL grill. We had a video just a little while ago where we actually opened up and unboxed the new grill as well. If you haven't seen that, we'll put a link in the description below so that you can go back and take a look at that. And we talked about when we bought the new Recteq that we definitely wanted to include the pizza oven in that purchase. We had a pizza oven with the previous smoker, which we still have actually, and it was something that we used all the time, so we knew this is something that we were going to do. So we're really excited to see how this one looks and how it performs. So you know what, let's just go ahead and get right to it. You know, there's nothing like opening up a brand new anything, you know. I know brand new shoes are one of my favorite things to open up, honestly. But this is gonna be really exciting. One of the things that we were looking for when we went to purchase the new Recteq 1400, because they have a few different combinations that you can buy. There's like an exterior smoker and some other things, and you know, the pizza oven definitely was the one that we thought was going to fit our needs the best. Because you know what, you can't not just make pizzas on these. We've seen some videos, which you're going to see from us in the future too, where this can be used to cook anything that you would normally put in an oven. I think we're going to be making some desserts, maybe some dessert pizza. Look for that in the future too. So let's go ahead and get this thing done here. Woo, look at that. You know, one of the first things that strikes me that I kind of knew going in was how much bigger this is compared to the one that went to the Green Mountain Grill or goes to the Green Mountain Grill. One of the things that we knew, we kind of going in, we wanted one that was going to be able to make a full-size pizza. The Green Mountain Grill pretty much had to make small personal-size pizza, which is fine, you know, but you just had to make so many more when you're having a larger group of people. So this one, which is heavy, by the way, we're gonna go ahead and take this out. You know, one of the things I'm also noticing right out of the gate here is the Green Mountain Grill, the hood, the part that covers the top of the stone actually separates from the stone and from the base on the Green Mountain. This one's attached, it's all one solid unit. I can tell that that's gonna make installation and removing it and taking it in and out in between uses gonna be a lot easier, a lot simpler to manage. Let me get this unwrapped and we'll be right back. All right, so first impressions. This thing looks beautiful. This all stainless steel enclosure. Again, it really looks clean and it looks like it's sturdy and it's put together well, which is one of the things we noticed about the grill as well. A lot of good welds and a lot of really tight manufacturing. It looks like the stone and the rest of the stuff is on the inside, so we're gonna go ahead and get that out. And I can already tell right here, they're gonna have some spots for some handles. This thing's pretty heavy, actually, which I guess is a good sign, which means it's gonna be sturdy. So let's go ahead and get this over here and let's get the stone and the rest of it pulled out of here. Or not. So we're gonna get the stone taken out of here and take a look at it. Boy, they got this thing packed really well, I will say that for sure. There it goes. They had it actually strapped inside there. Let me grab my scissors. It looks like this box actually has the pizza peel in it. Yep, exactly what I thought. And you know, I'm gonna admit outright, before I got the pizza oven for the Green Mountain Grill, if you'd have told me what this was, I wouldn't have called it a pizza peel. I would have called it, I don't know, pizza flipper, pizza taker outer, I don't really know. This is called a pizza peel, guys. It's got this protective coating on it. I won't bore you with taking that off. Oh, and look at this. We actually bought one of these too, because this just makes me feel like I work in a pizzeria or something. The pizza chopper with the Recteq logo on it. This is pretty slick, so you can kind of do like this, so you look like you know what the heck you're doing. This is great, because I'll be honest with you, I had to buy all these things separate from the Green Mountain Grill. This all came with the Recteq box. So that to me is nice, so you don't have to go shopping around and getting a bunch of stuff from different places. Got the handle for the pizza peel. Oh, you know what? This is crazy too, and I didn't know this was actually coming in this. So again, this is something I had to buy separately with the last smoker, or with the last pizza oven, is the brush, okay? Because you're gonna want to, in between pizzas, brush off all the excess stuff. I will point this out really fast while I'm here because I have it in my hand. It comes with, the brush has a little scraper on the end of it to like scrape off the pieces of cheese or stuff that maybe is stuck to the pizza stone. I want to point out right now, don't use this to scrape off the stuff at the top of the pizza stone. What you want to do is you want to buy yourself, and I got these on Amazon, we'll put a link in the description below as well. These are like $4 a piece. This is a scraper that's made of like some type of plastic or nylon or something. This is the only thing you want to use to scrape off the top of the pizza stone. You don't want to use anything metal ever because it'll scratch it, which is a bad plan. So make sure that you get yourself some of these. And there's the handles too that I mentioned for the sides. Let's take those out real quick here. Just take a quick look at those. Oh yeah, real sturdy, nice little sturdy metal handles. Those are gonna go on the side. right here so you can lift it in and out. And I gotta tell you, it's really exciting. This is all one enclosed piece. I keep going back to the Green Mountain Grill one, which I gotta be honest, it's been great. And it's what I have to compare it to, but it was a little bit clunky to put in and out. It was like 3 different pieces you had to put together. This being one self-contained unit, I think is a fantastic feature. All right, so let's go ahead and get the stone out and take a look at that. The stone is the actual cooking surface that the pizza goes on. Pull this out here and take a look at it. This is the real star of the show right here, and it is heavy. I'll tell you what, so I'm gonna be careful here. I don't wanna. Look how big this is. So this is what I'm really talking about here and how exciting it is. It's not like I'm excited over something goofy like this, but I've cooked hundreds of pizzas on the Green Mountain Grill one. And again, Green Mountain Grill, no disrespect, great unit, just a little bit small. This one, however, is very large, okay? This is gonna take an extra large pizza dough if you wanna make one. Look at this, oh yeah. You know what? I'm very, very impressed. And look, we're gonna hold this up here so you can get a good look at it because it's kind of hard to see on camera, I bet. Recteq, how's that, huh? Talk about branding and at every option and every opportunity they have. So again, this thing is just, it's got a lot of weight to it. Real quick on this too, before the initial use, we're gonna rinse it off, and moving forward, don't ever use any type of soap or cleanser or anything on your stone forever, actually. The only thing you ever wanna do is just use warm water, no soap, and the scraper. This will actually season, so treat it a lot like a cast iron grill, something you would never scrub too hard. You just wanna scrape the big stuff off the top. It's gonna get discolored and have all kinds of stuff on it. That's normal. It actually means that it's seasoned. It'll actually perform better the more you use it. So initially, the first couple uses, stuff might stick a little bit too, so you wanna make sure that you use an extra cornmeal or whatever you're using to put underneath the pizza dough. We'll cover that when we go to cook the first pizza on here, which I'm also very excited about. We're gonna be mocking up a pizza that Jake and Alexis had over this last week when they were up in Seattle. They went and saw Morgan Wallen. Wish I could have been there. Well, maybe not. Anyway, he's great. He's like on top of the world right now, but they went to a pizza place up there and they had this amazing pizza that Jake wants me to try to duplicate. I'm gonna do my best. So anyway, let's get to it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this rinsed off and then I'm gonna let it get dry. Gonna get the oven fired up and we're gonna make our first pizza. All right, guys, so I'm sure the first thing you noticed was how incredibly easy that was. You don't have to really take anything apart. You just have to take out the drip pan, which is underneath the grate, in order to put the pizza oven in it, but you put it right on top of the grill grate. So it's nothing like crazy. I mean, I can't tell you how simple this is compared to the one that we used previously. And this large opening is gonna allow for a full-size pizza to go in there. I am interested to see how this stainless steel is gonna hold up after being exposed to the heat. I imagine it's gonna get a little tarnished, but that's okay. Just adds character. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this thing fired up. One of the things I want to point out too, and after doing some research, is you want to set the temp to about 400, 425, because what we're looking for is an internal temperature of the pizza oven to be between 500 and 600 degrees. Anything hotter than that is just going to scorch the pizza and burn it, but you do want it to be hot. Between 500 and 600, probably leaning more towards 600 if you want to get that nice crisp pizza. Now, if you're looking for a thicker crust pizza, or you're gonna put like a pre-made, like, Papa Murphy's or something like that in there, which is a great idea, then you wanna have that oven down closer to more like 500 degrees so that it'll cook a little bit slower. We're gonna use fresh dough that we got fresh from Trader Joe's, but with that kind of dough, you wanna cook it hot and fast, and so it gets nice and crispy. It's gonna be great. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this turned on, get this heated up to temp, and then I'm gonna show you I have a digital temperature gauge that you shoot right in there that's pretty slick to tell you when it's up to temperature. All right, but first we're gonna go in and actually get the pizza ready. So by the time this is up to temp, pizza should be ready to go, and we'll be off to the races. Come on, Mariners. I'm waiting for them to make a trade right now. You know what? They've done great. They picked up my man, Gino Suarez, but I'm waiting for him to do something more. But you know what? Not holding my breath. Okay, so it's time to get this pizza ready to go, get it out on that oven. Oven's just about heated up, I think. So everybody's got their techniques, how they do this. I kind of like the whole lift and stretch thing. I want to point out, though, one of the things about this dough, the kind that you buy at Trader Joe's, the kind that's pre-made fresh dough is you want to let it sit out for 20-30 minutes to proof. Let it come in to room temperature. Makes it a lot more pliable, a lot more easy to stretch out and go. So I also want to point out that when you're getting the dough ready or you're handling it and you put it on the pizza peel, you want to make sure that you use lots of cornmeal. Cornmeal is going to help it not stick and help it slide on and off. And you'll notice a lot of times in pizzerias, that's why that's on there. It gives a little bit of a crunch too. So what I'm going to do is get this all stretched out. I think that's pretty good right there. And I'm going to get some cornmeal and get that on the pizza peel because I'm actually going to build the pizza, the sauce, the toppings, and the cheese while it's on the peel. Because once that stuff's on there, you can't move it. So if I built it on here, I wouldn't be able to move it over to the pizza peel. So to get that over here, set it on there. Last stretch here. Now here's where all the controversy comes in, is how you top a pizza, okay? My opinion is the sauce is an important factor, but I don't like to go too overboard with the sauce. I like it to be enough on there that you can taste it, but again, you want the dough to crisp up, and if you put too much sauce on there, it's gonna stay doughy and not be very tasty. So I'm gonna go not too crazy on the sauce. Gonna give this swirl like you see on TV. Now I'm not nearly as talented as those folks, but you get the idea, okay? You wanna take it around to the edge, not all the way to the edge, because you want a spot where you can hold on to the pizza by the crust. But as you can see, I went pretty light. And again, if you want more sauce, go for it, that's your thing. I prefer it to be a nice little thin coat like that. That's gonna be just about right. Like I said, Jake and Alexis had this pizza. They had it at a place called Vaughn's 1000 Spirits up in Seattle. They rave about it. I've never eaten there, which is why we're gonna make this. And they make all their dough and everything with sourdough, which I've never had a pizza with sourdough bread, but it sounds like it's great to me. But we're gonna go ahead and get this constructed right now. Now really, we're gonna be using sliced mozz. You can certainly go with shredded mozz, but we're trying to recreate the pizza the same way that they had. And this is kind of the traditional. I mean, if you go into a fancy place or you go a place that recreates pizza, this is how it was done originally. I got a Neapolitan or a margarita pizza. This is how it's going to go right here. Now, mind you, the cheese is going to melt, so it's going to spread out a little bit. So in addition to the regular mozzarella, it's going to be more of a standard issue pepperoni pizza, but with a couple of extra add-ons. One of the add-ons that we're going to cook it with is the Mama Lynn's pickled peppers. Mama Lil's peppers, pickled peppers, mind you. Not my first choice of toppings, but you know what? I'm gonna live dangerously and go for that. The other two things we're gonna add to it are gonna be after the pizza's cooked, which is gonna be some fresh basil, which you can see on a lot of pepperoni pizzas actually, but I think it's gonna be great on this one. And then the finishing touch is gonna be some hot honey. We got ours at Trader Joe's and lots of different brands out there, but this one looked good, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's get the pepperoni on there. And again, there's pepperoni pizza recipes out there where they just pile it with tons of pepperoni. Maybe we'll make one of those in the future. But again, to mimic the pizza that they made, we're gonna put it on there not too crazy, but you want to get the flavor, but you don't want it to be overpowering. You're going to get some grease from the pepperoni, which, you know, I'm actually kind of fond of, but we're just going to get it on there just about like that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add these awesome peppers, and I'm going to go a little sparingly on those. Again, I'm just going off of what Jake and Alexis told me. They showed me a picture they took with their phone, so we're going to try to mimic it a little bit. But again, I'm not going to go crazy on this. You're just looking to get the flavors of these items. We're not looking for it to be too powerful or too forward with any one of them. I think the star of the show is always going to be the crust and the pepperoni. But we'll get enough of these peppers on here to add a little zing. Well, that's a really big one. Let's go with this one right here. I think that's going to about do it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get outside. We're going to check the temperature to see if that is ready to go, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, looks like it's up to temp. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go inside and get the pizza. But hey, I wanna point out this little heat thermometer that I just used. I gotta tell you, it's an infrared thermometer. I highly recommend that you get one of these if you're gonna invest in a pizza oven. It checks the temperature, you don't have to touch anything. We'll put a link in the description below. You get it on Amazon. A bunch of different ones available. I think I paid 15 bucks or something for this one. It's definitely a useful tool. You know, this is the first pizza that we've cooked on this, so you're gonna be here with us for its inauguration. One of the things I will point out, I know with cooking the pizzas on the Green Mountain Grill, they cook really fast. I mean, I'm talking 2, 3, 4 minutes max. So this is not a set it and forget it, put it in the oven for 15 minutes kind of thing. I recommend that you actually don't leave the area, that you keep an eye on it the whole time. Let's get this on here. And a brand new pizza peel, brand new everything. So we're gonna, hopefully it doesn't stick. We're gonna do our best to slide it off here without any incident. Yep, just like that. Oh, I tell you what, this is gonna be amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and shut this now, keep that heat in there. And again, we're probably looking at 2, 3, 4 minutes. I want to take a peek out of here in about 60 seconds just to kind of get an eyeball. Sometimes you're going to want to rotate it around. The back of the oven can tend to be hotter. I know that. And again, all my experience with my previous oven. And if that's the case, you're going to want to kind of slide it around so that it cooks evenly. The cheese will start to bubble. It's going to be just amazing. Okay, let's take a look at this and see if we need to flip it around. It's been about a minute or so. Looks like it's doing okay, actually. If you just pop up the edge here. Yeah. It's not cooking too fast, actually, so we're gonna go ahead and let this one go. You know what, I'm learning as we go on this one. I'm actually excited it doesn't cook too terribly fast. I tell you what, on the Green Mountain Grill, I left one in there for maybe 2 minutes, and I came back and it was black. So hopefully this one won't do that either, but we're gonna check it here and get about 30 more seconds. And you know what? One of the things I'm really excited about is that I can cook larger pizzas. The smaller pizzas, I mean, at times they made sense, you know what I mean? Because each person has their own flavor. It was just very time consuming. When you had not even a large group of people, 4, 5, 6 people, I mean, I was running in and out and cooking all these little 6-inch pizzas, and it just wasn't, and plus all the pizza comes out at different temperatures and everybody can't eat at the same time. This is gonna be great. And again, I think this is gonna be much more useful for like your take and bake style Papa Murphy's. I've even seen you could put a frozen pizza in there. I've never done that before. I did read that if you're gonna do that, you wanna let it sit out maybe 15, 20 minutes again and kind of come to room temperature before you put it on there. But I can't imagine that's a bad thing. We like some Red Barons in this household, so I think we're gonna give that a try. Look for that for a future video. All right, so let's take a look again here. Okay, yeah, I think she's doing good. Slid it back a little further. One of the things about this oven that is different than the Green Mountain Grill is it's a lot deeper. So I slid it back there a little bit further because it is naturally going to be hotter at the back of the oven than it is in the front where the opening is. So I'm excited about that. And I think maybe the slower cooking process actually might be a bit of an advantage in the sense that you might not have to par bake the crusts, okay? Par bake, for everybody out there, I had to learn what that meant too, is partially baking, which isn't necessarily a bad idea. What you do is you put the crust in there bare, nothing, no sauce, no nothing, let it cook for a minute or two, take it out, let it cool down all the way, then you flip it over and you put all the toppings on the side that you just cooked, and then you put it back in, that way the crust is nice and crispy underneath all the toppings. With the slower cook, might not have to par bake. We're gonna give it both tries, we're gonna see how that turns out. Okay, let's take another look here, I'm getting a little nervous. So you can see that meat's starting to render down a little bit. Take a look under here at the crust. See, it's not turning black. I'll tell you what, I think next time I'm going to turn the temperature up on this. I read online you want to do it about 400, 425 to get that internal temperature about 575 to 600, which it was. I think maybe this one I might have to heat up a little bit more than the Green Mountain. I'll tell you what, the Green Mountain, I only had to turn it up to like 350 and it was just sizzling hot to the point where it was difficult to manage. So I'm glad that this one's not taking as long, but at the same time, making me a little nervous because I feel like I'm gonna let it stay in there too long, so. All right, so it's been about 5 or 6 minutes, so I'm pretty sure this thing's getting close to done, so let's take a look. Yeah, you can see the bubbling right there. It's definitely cooked. I tell you what, 5 or 6 minutes is a little bit longer than I actually anticipated. I think what I'm learning, and this is part of, you know, when you do the first time you learn, okay, and you can learn with us, is next time I'm gonna turn it up hotter. I may put it at 425. The oven said it was at like 575. I'm thinking probably more like 625 the oven should be. So I'm gonna turn up the grill when I go to heat up this next time to 500. So that's really piping hot in there. On the Green Mountain Grill, it heated up a lot faster. But I tell you what, let's get this inside and get it finished up so we can get it eating it. So it's finished putting the toppings on here right now. So the next thing we're gonna put on is the fresh basil. And you know what, you can put as little or as much as this as you want. I actually love fresh basil, and I think it really complements pepperoni, kind of takes away some of that acidity. Gonna put that on there like that. Boy, doesn't that just look beautiful? Try to make it look like it's in a TV advertisement or something, okay? And then the final topping is that hot honey. Gonna go a little pretty light with the hot honey. You don't want it to be too overpowering. You want it just to kind of be an accent flavor. You want to be able to taste all the different elements of the pizza. So we're gonna go and put that on here. Not too crazy. Just like that. I tell you what, that looks amazing. All right. Let's cut this sucker up and see how it turns out here. Can't wait to try this.
You don't want to use the fancy cutter that
Oh, yeah. So Jake interrupted me and told me we should use the really cool pizza cutter that Recteq included with their pizza oven kit, along with the brush and the pizza peel. It's great that they send it to you all at once for people who are just getting started. Let's go ahead and get this cut up, and hopefully I'll do this right. Oh, if you can hear that crust crunch, that's the important part to me on any type of pizza is I want that crust to crunch. I'm not a big doughy crust guy. I'd much rather do a New York-ish style pizza than I would a deep dish style pizza. Oh, look at that. Looks fantastic. Okay, you know what we're gonna do now? We're gonna taste it. I tell you what, this looks delicious.
I mean, it looks pretty close to the one that we got at Vaughn's, which, I mean, we were in Seattle for the Morgan Wallen concert. Morgs is he's the GOAT.
It's not my first choice of music preference.
That's okay.
How's that?
He won't tell you how much he loves Mariah Carey, so that's, it is
I do
what it
like
is.
Toby Keith.
No, you like Mariah Carey.
I like that.
His whole phone's, Spotify or Apple Music playlist. I use Spotify, superior music service. He uses Apple Music. Even though I'm an Apple fanboy and he's not. We're just exposing all kinds of things right now.
Yeah, I know.
Let's eat some pizza.
I think we're off subject here.
Anyway, he just listens to Mariah Carey all day long.
Yeah, that's sure.
Okay.
Okay, let's give it a piece here.
I'm most enthusiastic about the hot honey and the peppers. I like spicy.
I'm the hot honey I'm excited about.
Yeah.
The peppers, not so much.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. The crust is really good, actually. And the fresh mozz.
The fresh mozz,
Yeah.
the peppers, the honey, the basil.
All of it.
All of it combines, and that's why I said it's like a magical combo.
Yeah.
You would never think to yourself, let's put all that on a pizza. And that's why there are chefs out there. I wouldn't consider us chefs. I would consider us cooks. We can cook things that other people invent.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Follow recipes.
Yeah, we can follow some recipes. And there are things that we can do that, are fun, but man, is this pizza good.
Well, I think it's the contrasting flavors, because you got the sweetness kind of the honey, even though it's a little spicy. And then you got the tartness of the pepperoni, the savory, you like all those words I sound like I'm Guy Fieri. It is really good, actually. And I tell you what, I'm gonna admit up front, I had very low expectations for this.
The recipe, he was unsure about the combination of all the different stuff.
The pickled peppers are terrifying to me. So actually, I didn't take a pickled pepper in my
they're
first
so
bite.
good.
So I'm gonna take one in this
They're
bite.
so good.
If I pass out on camera, I apologize for that.
No. It's good.
Honestly, it really has just like a red bell pepper
That's what I said.
kind of taste to
Yeah,
it.
when we bought those red peppers, I was like, they literally taste like bell peppers that have been pickled.
I mean, it's a little bit more,
They're almost sweet.
I'm trying to think of the right word. It's not pungent, they're stronger, I guess. The flavor's stronger.
More intense.
More intense, there we go. Which is why you don't need to put that many on there. I think that was the right call.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm
Fantastic.
I'm fantastic. Can't wait to try this out with some, and you know what, it's funny, we were talking about the sweet thing. It's kind of the controversy whether or not a pineapple should be on pizza.
Let us know in the comments.
Pepperoni and pineapple, honestly, is one of my favorites.
That is mine too.
It's so good. Contrasting flavors. I am actually very satisfied with how this pizza turned out.
It's delightful.
Again, it was a learning process as far as the temperature of the oven, just some things that we're learning as we go, and it's great to be able to show you those things so that you can learn along with us.
I think we agreed a little bit hotter on the oven next time.
Definitely, a little bit hotter.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting too to kind of maybe cook one of these side by side. with the Green Mountain. It's been a while since we made one on the Green Mountain, honestly.
Yeah.
So I think making one on both and very equal, same exact pizza, same ingredients, and just kind of compare them.
We'll add that to our comparison video that we were already planning.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I think it's going to be a great idea. So if you haven't, or you're going to get a pizza oven, if you already own a smoker and you're thinking about getting a pizza oven, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we've used the one from the Green Mountain literally hundreds of times. Well, at least 100 anyway.
A lot. A lot. We use it at birthday parties. I mean, I know it's a pretty popular request, especially on the weekends when you got people coming over. When we're doing golf sim stuff, like pizzas are really easy, something to prep, and then they cook so fast.
That's true. And like some of the other recipes that we've done, very family friendly.
Yeah.
Everybody likes pizza. Kids like pizza.
Yep.
It's not like you're making something exotic. So I think it'll really turn out great, and I think you're going to love it. So look, as always, we should grill. So should you.
I'm going to have another piece. Yeah, I love the peppers, man.
Yeah.